Firstly, we're going to just go through some of the like basic terminology and some words that we're going to be using as we go through this, just so that when I say them, you don't feel completely lost. For those of you who are new, you're welcome to take screenshots whenever you're working. Like if you're wanting to, you don't need to panic about taking notes the whole time. But when you do a question, so there'll be questions that we do, and I'll give you time to do those questions that you really should do by yourself on a piece of paper. It'll just help you get through the work. Don't try and just do it in your head. Okay. And try and get your calculators with you. We're going to need them at some point today. Okay. So just basic terminology here. Some of this you're going to be like, oh, obviously I know that. And some of it's a little bit trickier. Okay. So when we talk about a point in geometry, it's wherever we have a dot. So we have like this over here. That's point A. That's point B. Okay. And the important thing is when we're in geometry, those points are always going to be capital letters, because when we're dealing with the angle, we use little letters. So for example, I could say, what's that angle in there? And that would be a little baby X. Or I could have a little baby C or D or P or like any kind of letter you can imagine, but it'll be a small letter. And the points will always be capital letters. Okay, that's the first thing. Second one, we have a line segment. We really just call it a line, so don't panic. It's just any line that is connecting 2 points. Okay, so if we have 2 points, like here we have A and B, we have a line that's joining them, that's called a line segment. Okay. Next one, I promise you these are all gonna start like coming into play and you'll be like, okay, that's how that fits in. So just bear with me for the moment. If we have an arm, it's not like this, it's not our actual arm, okay? It's where we have 2 lines that meet at a point and they form an angle, okay? So like here, we've got 2 lines, they are meeting at a point and they have formed an angle. Okay, so those would be arms. Those lines would be acting as arms. A vertex is where our points meet, okay? That's where the points meet. That point over there, that's a vertex. So if we have a triangle like that, how many vertices, so that's just the plural of vertex, how many vertices does my triangle have?
I see some hands.
But Kanyo, can you tell me how many vertices a triangle has? You just need to unmute yourself from your side. But you're getting lots of help in the chat here. I can't ignore the chat any longer. It is absolutely free. You've got a vertex over there, a vertex over there, and a vertex over there. Okay. And all of these guys, these would all be arms, because all of them are creating an angle between points. We are very certain that a triangle has 3 vertices. I like it. I like this. I've never seen so many 3s coming in the chat before. Okay, and then an angle, which is the thing we're going to spend the most time with, obviously. An angle is that space between the arms. So this over here, that's my angle. So let's see if you remember a few things. Tell me if you can tell me what type of angle that is. If that angle had a name, what type of angle would that be? Naledi, can you tell me what type of angle that would be?
Ma'am, is it an acute?
Yes, can you tell me why it's an acute angle?
Because the angle is less than 90 degrees.
Good, perfect, nice job, well done, Naledi. Okay, so my angle is less than 90 degrees and it's more than 0, so it's an acute angle, okay? Then we've got that angle. So it is a 90-degree angle. What other word do we use when we have a 90-degree angle? Tumelo, yes.
It's a right angle.
Yes, absolutely, well done. It is 100% a right angle. Nice.
Guys are nailing it.
Then we've got, let's see if I can put this in. An angle that looks like that. What one would that be? Prince, what type of angle would this be?
It would be an obtuse angle, ma'am.
Yes, 100%. Nice job. Guys, you're smashing this. Awesome.
But
Okay.
people.
So we've got acute, a right, obtuse, and then we've got straight lines, which is what we're going to be dealing with mainly today. Okay, cool. This is just because often people get confused. So I just want us to sort of talk through it a little bit so that everyone is on the same page, because all of these can be used interchangeably. And all of your teachers, because I know you're all coming from different schools all across the country, different teachers have different preferences. So some of your teachers are going to focus on one and some are going to focus on another. So I thought let's just go through all of them together. So this is how we label angles. Okay, remember an angle is the space between those two arms. Okay, so that's the angle over there, that purple part that I've highlighted. If I want to know how to call that angle an angle, because this vertex over here is A, I'm allowed to call it angle A. Okay, that becomes a problem when I have a situation like 3. So let's jump over 2 and we'll come back to 2. When I have a situation like 3, if I'm wanting this angle here, I can't just call it A anymore because that's A. And then what about that one? I would also have to call that A, and I can't have 2 that are both called A that are different angles. So when that happens, we have to use 3 different letters. So let's look at number 2 to see how that works. If I'm wanting to understand how to label that angle, I follow the path. So the angle that it's at, the vertex that it's at, will always be in the middle. Okay, so it's at vertex A, which means A will be in the middle, and I'm traveling from B to C. Basically, I'm just naming the arms that are on the outside of my angle. Okay, so if I wanted this purple one over here in number 3, if I wanted this purple angle, I would say that A is the middle angle. So that's the angle I care about. And then I'm traveling from B to C. So that would be that inside angle. I'm allowed to change that around. I could also say that this is angle CAB, means the same thing. Okay. And then if I was looking at this green one, I'm wanting this angle over here. So I would say that that's DAC. So I'm taking my 2 arms and then I'm taking the angle in between in the middle. Okay. And then some of your schools will also just start using things like X's and Y's and A, B, C, all of the different letters. And then we're allowed to just call them whatever it is. So for example, angle X is just this part over here. Don't worry, Sunday, don't worry. Remember, it's all recorded. You can catch up anything that you've missed. Okay, and that would just be angle Y. Cool. Cool. Are we ready to get going? Give me a thumbs up if we're feeling ready. Smeller's like, yes, let's do this. Geometry. Okay. And remember, I made a promise to you guys. Those of you who hate geometry, I'm going to make you love it by the end of this section.
Definitely.
I'm determined.
Definitely. That's how it's going to go.
It's happening. It's going to happen. I'm going to make you love geometry. Geometry makes up so much of your matric paper that if you hate it, you're going to just be sad all through grade 11 and matric. So we've just got to enjoy it now, and then when we build on it, we'll be fine. Okay, so our first rule, we're going to start nice and easy. Some of you will have done this in grade 8, so it's going to feel like revision for you. Some of you may not have done it last year, especially with COVID. So we're just going to start right from the beginning, and we're going to work our way up. Okay, the first rule that we are learning about is called angles around a point. Now, I am going to be very, very particular about how you write the things that we are going to work on in geometry, because if you don't write it correctly, you will be marked wrong, even if your answer is correct. Okay, I'm just going to say that one more time. Even if your answer is correct, if you write it incorrectly, like if you use the wrong reason or you don't put things in the right place, they will mark you wrong. Geometry has to look a very specific way. So we need to really focus and make sure that we get it right in grade 9, so that when we learn more next year at 11 and 12, we're fine. Dr. Portia, that's Alvarez. Helena, do you mind changing that name for me? If you can't, it's also okay.
That's okay. I'm just changing some names. I'll change it.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so angles around a point is basically just saying that if we have a vertex like this, so we've got a point or a vertex over there, all of my angles that go around that point would equal 360 degrees. Okay, so, sorry, guys, my pen is just causing me a little bit of an issue. I don't know why. Let's try and see if I can do. Let's change pens quickly, and hopefully that will sort out the issue. Awesome. Okay, so angles around a point means when we have a vertex, all of the angles around that vertex or that point would equal 360 degrees. And the reason that we write is this is what we write, and we always write our reason in brackets. Okay, so that little symbol over there, that little L, or like that stands for angle. And then we're just saying angles around A, and the PT stands for point. Some of your teachers may have taught you to write it like this, angles around a point. And if they would like you to write it in full words like that, then you absolutely, that's fine. In class, please feel free to write it like that. But when we're working together, you can absolutely write it like I've done here. In matric, this is allowed. Okay. So you would be fine if you used it like that. So we just call it shorthand. So I'm going to show you exactly how I want you to start setting these questions up, and then I'm going to give you a couple to do by yourself. All right. In this first question, that's my vertex over there. Okay. So that means all of these angles together need to equal 360 degrees. So we're going to write ourselves an equation. We're going to say let me get very over eager, make it a little bit skinnier. Okay, 280 degrees, remember it's an angle, so we need degrees, plus x is going to equal 360 degrees. So we're going to write our equation. This is our equation. And then we're going to leave a little bit of a space. You don't need to draw this little line. I'm just drawing it so you can get an idea of how the setup would look on your side. And then in brackets, we write our reason. Okay, so when we say a reason, we're saying mathematically, why do we know that 280 degrees plus x is 360? And we know that because angles round, let me be a bit better, angles round a point. So we have our equation, and then we give our reason. Okay, and then on the equation, once we've given the reason, we don't have to give that reason again. We only have to give that reason once, and now we can solve for x. So I'm going to move that 280 to the other side. So I'm going to say x is equal to 360 degrees minus 280 degrees. That's three little dots. It's just saying therefore. And so therefore, x is going to equal 80 degrees. And that would be the end of this question. Okay. Does anyone have anything they would like clarification on, or seeing something that they haven't seen before? Anything that you would like to ask before we move on to ones to do by yourself?
I see Prince's hand.
Prince, hi.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Yes.
So ma'am, the problem is it's easy for me to do the equations, ma'am. But
Okay.
the problem is the reasons.
Yeah. So the thing with the reasons, and this, I'm going to stress this a lot, Prince, is that whenever you're doing any kind of geometry work, even if you're just practicing things at home, the biggest mistake that students make is they say, oh, I know what that reason will be, so they don't write it down, and they just write the equations. But if you're not practicing by writing the reasons, you don't learn them. And then more get added the next year and more get added the next year. And then it's just like this slippery slope. So every single time you write an equation, and we're working through them together in these courses, I want you to make a point of writing the reason next to it. Okay. And I promise it will get better. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
No problem. Okay. Master Chaba, how can I help?
Ma'am, I just wanted to ask, how did you get the 360 degrees?
Okay, so we know that when we have a point and we're adding all of the angles that are around that point, it has to equal 360 degrees. And so that's where that 360 degrees is coming from.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Sure. Okay, Lunico, how can I help?
Ma'am, I wanted to ask this type of question, how many marks does it have?
So this type of question would be worth 3 marks. You would get 1 for the equation, 1 for the reason, and 1 for your answer. But it's sneaky. If you have the wrong reason here, you often won't get either one of those marks. So they have to be together, otherwise things fall apart.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, last question, then we're going to move on to the next one. Robin, how can I help?
I just wanted to know, like, how do you get the reason?
So the reason is something that we're going to have to learn over time. For the moment, this is the only reason we have that we're learning at the moment. So all of your reasons for now will be angles around a point. And as we start bringing in new reasons, we have to figure out which reason we're going to use.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, Katleho, if you don't mind writing that question in the chat for me so that I can move down so long, but you'll get there. Tamela, that's exactly it. One thing's wrong and it all goes to pieces. Okay. So first one that I'd like you guys to try by yourselves is on the board. So this is B. I want you to give it a go. I want you to write your equation. I want you to write your reason. And I know you're going to be like, oh no, it's going to be angles around a point. It is angles around a point, but I want you to write it so that it starts burning into your memory. Okay. So I want you to write your equation, write your reason, and then figure out X. Yeah, Funza, quickly take a screenshot.
Guys, remember that you can also type your questions on the chats.
Okay. All right, and then give B a go for me, guys. Try and make it a bit bigger so you can see. Unati, I have a feeling that this hand is to answer, but I'm just going to double check. Hello?
Yes, ma'am, it is answer.
Okay, so I'm just going to mute you just for a minute just while people get there, and then I'll unmute you to go through it, okay? Oh, Kira's hand's also popping up. Kira, the next one's all yours, okay? Nati, where did your hand go?
I think you put the head down. Ah, there we go.
Ah, there we go. Okay. Unati, we are all yours. Talk me through what I'm going to write here.
Okay, ma'am. So first, you're going to write down your equation. So it's going to be 200 degrees plus 35 degrees plus x equals to 360.
Okay, hold on. Let me just erase this quickly. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, we can
ma'am.
still hear you.
Oh, sorry. My screen is just frozen. Yolanda, I think I'm going to have to just log out quickly and come back in. So can you just chat to them for just 2 minutes?
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, guys. So someone asked on the chat if it is a must to draw. So we don't have to draw the don't draw the question. Okay. The only thing that they're looking for is for you to find the X value and for you to give a reason. How did you find the X value? So on the screen it shows 200. Okay, so
Okay.
you guys will learn all about it when we get the answers. Teacher Jen, are you done?
I think I'm good to go again. I'm just going to write what Unati had said so long. So 200 degrees plus 35 degrees plus X. Okay, Unati, carry on. Talk me through the rest.
Equal to 360.
Okay, beautiful. What's my reason?
Angles around the point.
Okay, good. Angles around a point. Awesome. Okay, next line.
And then it's going to be 235 degrees plus x equals to 360.
Okay, I like it. Next.
Then you're going to take the 235 over So it's going to be x equals to 360 minus 235.
100%. And so what does
X
x land up
equals to
equaling?
125.
125 degrees. Beautiful, Unati. Perfect.
done,
Wonderful,
Unati.
wonderful. Nice. Okay. So the most important thing that we have over here is that we have our equation in our first line and we have our reason that's next to it. And then this part over here, that working, you don't have to show all of those steps. If you can do some of that in your head or on your calculator, that's fine. This is the other next important step. Okay, so you would get 1 mark for your equation, 1 mark for your reason, and then 1 mark for your answer. All right, Ayanda, hello. Hello.
Hi, ma'am. I got the answer 125.
Okay.
Well done, Ayanda.
Nice job, Ayanda. Okay, next one. I'm going to pop 2 up at the same time this time so that those of you who are sort of going through it a little bit quicker, you'll be okay. You can try the next one so long. So give C and D a try for me. I'm going to keep B up on the board. So those of you who are needing to use it as a guide, it's there for you. Okay. I'm going to answer these questions while you're working, but please feel free to be working on C and D right now. Mhlengi, how can I help?
Ma'am, I want to ask, let's say some of the teachers would mix up some of the angles that will confuse us. So they'll say 200 for B, they'll say 200 there, then instead of saying 35, which is an acute angle, they'll say it'd be about 90 degrees. Then what would happen then? Do you still solve for it or do you leave or?
Yeah, so that's a good question, Mhlengi. It depends on how they've written the test. The thing that you'll see the most often in your test is they'll say diagrams not drawn to scale. Okay, and by writing that sentence, your teachers are kind of giving themselves a little bit of immunity. So basically, they could say that that angle is 90 degrees, even though it doesn't look 90 degrees. But they're allowed to say that because they've written the sentence. So basically, if you were to solve for x in that question, you solve for x with whatever angles they've given you in the question, you solve for x. And then if it looks like it couldn't possibly be right, it's nasty of your teachers, but you're doing the right thing.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Tiboho, am I saying that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beautiful.
Ma'am,
How can I help?
ma'am, please explain how you got the 235 degrees, ma'am.
Okay, so are you happy with this very first step, the 200 plus the 35 plus x?
Yes, ma'am, I'm happy with that.
Okay, so this 235 came from adding those 2 angles together. So the 200 plus the 35, that gave me that side.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. No problem. Okay, Unati, I know that hand is up to answer, but I gave the last one to you, so I'm going to give this one to Kira. Yeah, Sia, absolutely fine. This step I'm not worried about at all. As long as you have an equation and a reason and your answer, then I'm fine. Okay. All right, Kira, we're all yours. Talk us through.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, I don't think
Good
I'm right,
evening.
but I'm going to give it a try. So,
Okay.
160 plus 2x equals 360.
160 plus 2x plus 2x equals 360. What's missing in that sentence?
The reason.
Yes. Okay, what's my reason?
Angles around a point.
Beautiful, angles around the point. Okay, cool. Next line.
And then it's 160 plus 4x equals 360.
Perfect. 160 plus 4x equals 360 degrees. Nice.
And then it's going to be 4x equals 360 minus 160.
Nice.
And then it's going to be 4x divided by 4 equals 200 divided by 4.
Good. Okay, so we had 4x equals 200. We're going to divide that by 4. We're going to divide that by 4. And so
then
what does x equal?
50.
Yes, nice job, Kara.
Well
awesome.
done.
100%. Yes. Okay, so the people asking where the 360 is coming from, this is my point over here, and all three of those angles added together have to give me 360 degrees. Okay, because any time we have angles around a point, it has to equal 360. Nice work. Okay, Ceciliana, do you see where you went wrong? Or are you feeling stressed about where you went wrong? Let us know. Prince, how can I help?
Ma'am, can I do D?
Yes, I'm going to mute you for the moment. Keep your hand up. I'm just going to give everyone a chance to finish and then I'll come back to you.
You guys are smashing this.
I know, so good. Okay, I'm going to move this up so that you can also see E. So those of you who have finished with D, you can start working on E. And then after E, I think we'll go to a brain break. No, Alvarez.
Yes.
You are being such a drama. Like, I don't even know. Like, just to fill this drama, Alvarez, I know that you don't hate this section already. We are only 32 minutes in. Give your brain a chance. No, Jamilo, no. Kira says that after just getting the last question like 100% right. Okay, Prince, we're all yours. Talk us through D. I'm hoping you didn't fall for my trap. You just need to unmute yourself on your side. There we go. Okay.
Okay. So ma'am, I said X plus 10 plus 140 is equal to 360.
X plus 10 plus 140
is equals to 360.
There's something missing.
Oh wait, plus 90.
And something more.
What? X.
Yeah, we've got to also include this X over here. Okay, so I think some people would have fallen for this trap, so I'm just going to explain why. This little square here, that means 90 degrees, okay, because it's the right angle. And we have to add all of these together. So we have to say X, which is that guy, plus 140, which is that guy, plus X plus 10, which is that one, plus 90. All of those together have to equal 360 degrees because of angles around a point. Okay. Do you feel comfortable talking about it from here, or do you want me to go to someone else?
Yes, ma'am. I don't mind continuing.
Okay, cool. Tell me what my next step would look like.
X is equals to 360 minus 230. Okay,
so I think let's just try and add this up to make it a little bit easier to deal with, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I'm just going to highlight some things here because I think there are a few people who are feeling a little bit confused. So I'm just going to highlight so that people can see what's going on. Okay, so we've got two X's over there. So when we add those together, we're going to have X plus X, which is going to equal 2X. And then when we add these numbers together, we're going to have 10 plus 140 plus 90. So that's going to equal 240 degrees. And all of that is going to equal 360 degrees. Okay. Hamza, yeah, I saw your hand and waving and laughing emojis. How can I help? You just need to unmute on your side. Okay, while you're figuring that out, oh, there we go. Hello. No. Hello. Okay. All right. So now we're trying to solve for X. So I'm going to move the 240 to the other side. So I'm going to have 2X is equal to 360 degrees minus 240 degrees. So 2X is going to be equal to 120 degrees. Then we need to divide both sides by 2. And so x is going to equal 60 degrees. Let me know how this question went, guys. Tell me good things, tell me bad things, tell me where you like messed up, what you forgot. Sort of try and find things along the way so that you can tell me how things went. The hands that are up, if they are for questions, please keep them up. If they were to answer, you can drop them down and I'll go through them one by one. Okay, Unati, how can I help? Oh, no, that had a bit. Kira, how can I help?
Ma'am, I want to do E, ma'am.
Okay, cool. I'm going to mute you for the moment and then I'll come back to you for E.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, and Tombi, yeah, how can I help?
No, ma'am, I was just asking how can it be when we start by grouping the like terms? Will it still be correct?
Yeah, if you started by grouping them in the first stop, that would be 100% fine. You can definitely start at this line over here as long as your reason was next to it. That would be fine.
Okay, ma'am, thank you.
Sure. Is there any way I can simplify the equation? So by simplifying the equation is this step over here. That's me simplifying it over there. So adding everything together and then working on it before we move over. Yeah, how can I help? Okay, so while you figure that out, I'm just going to move on to Brenda for the moment. Brenda, can I help? Hi, Brenda.
I just wanted to answer E.
Okay, so I've just said that Kira can answer E, but Brenda, please put your hand up for the next one, and as soon as I see your hand, I'll come to you, okay?
Ma'am, I just wanted to answer E.
Okay, oh, both of you, Sia and Brenda, we're just like, we're ready for E, okay. Okay, next ones are all yours, guys. Okay, I promise there's a brain break. Don't panic or wait till it's coming. It's coming. I promise as soon as we finish this, we will
Mr.
do a brain
Brian
break.
will come soon.
Yeah, Brian's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Okay, Kira, talk us through E. How am I going to do E? Oh, sorry, I haven't unmuted you. How am I going to do E, Kira?
Okay, ma'am. It's going to be 70 plus x plus 70 plus x plus 10 plus 2x minus 10.
I think you're missing an X somewhere. So I'm just going to write this in this order over here. So we've got X plus 70.
I got 4 x. Okay.
Oh, you've got 4 X's. Okay, so then you're fine. So X plus 70 plus X plus 10 plus 2X minus 10. And then my reason is angles around a point. Good. Okay, cool. Okay.
And then it's going to be
simplify that for me.
And then it's going to be 140 plus 4x equals 360.
Okay, sorry, I just realized I hadn't written my 360. Angles around a point. Cool. Okay, so we've got 4x plus 140, 150, 140. Good. Equals 360. Next line.
And then it's going to be 4x equals 360 minus 140.
Good.
And then it's going to be 4x divided by 4 equals 220 divided by 4. And then x is going to equal 55.
Perfect. Nice. Good. Good. Okay. So all we did was we added all of our different points together. We said that they equal to 360 because of angles around the point. And then we get our total of x is equal to 55 degrees. Okay. Nice job, guys. Can you give me a number scale from 0 to 10 on how we are feeling with this work at the moment? And then I'm going to quickly go on to our brain break and we're going to try something else after this. Okay, nice. If you guys are feeling terrible, that's also totally fine. Don't stress. Just want to get an idea of where we're at. Yes, Lisa, and I also think it's awesome. Okay. Cool. Yes, the dingbat I've got a dingbat for you today. Okay, so for those of you who are new, this little man is called Brian. Brian gives us a brain break at some point in our lesson. It has nothing to do with the work that we're doing, so please don't panic. If you don't know how to get to the answer, that's also okay. It's just something fun that we do in the middle of the lesson to give our brain a bit of a stretch. Okay, so our first one is what is a little ode to some of our old school ones that we used to do, but I've made it really nice and easy. And then the second one, I've given you a very quick dingbat to do. Okay, so this is our first one. I'm wanting to know what my question mark is. Let's see if anyone can figure it out. I'm wanting to know what my question mark is. Okay, so Karen is saying 47. So look. Lesedi, what answer did you get?
I think it's gonna be 30.
30.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
not the same answer as me, but let's see where we differ. What did you get for your this first stage over here? What were each of your llamas equal to?
A llama, it is 7. Each llama.
Okay, good. So each llama was 7, which means this was 7 and this was 7. Good. Okay, so then what is our bowl of ice cream going to be equal to?
3.
3. 3 minus 7 equal to 4.
Oh, I meant to say 6, if I'm not mistaken.
6 minus 7.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, wait, ma'am. Let me give it some thought.
Okay. You give it some thought. Let me pop over to Tracy. Tracy, what is my bowl of ice cream going to equal?
Ma'am, it's 4.
4. 4 minus 7 to give me 4.
No, I'm confused now.
What's this ice cream going to be?
No, it's 3.
3. 3 minus 7. 3 minus 7 is if I have 3 minus 7, I'm gonna get an answer in the negative.
Oh, no, you know what I did? Like I said, like 7 minus. Oh, okay, no, I made a
I see.
mistake.
Okay, no, that's okay, Tracy, that's okay. But I'm seeing lots of answers coming in the chat, which have got it right. The ice cream is definitely 11. Okay, so that means that ice cream is 11 over there. So what is our vomiting emoji? What is that one gonna be worth? Yes, there we go. We've got 12 coming into the chat. Okay. But now down here, we've got 2 of them, which means it's going to be 24. So our final answer is going to be 31.
Well done, my people.
Nice. I saw quite a few of you got that, which is great. Okay. Short little dingbat. For those of you who are new and don't know what a dingbat is, a dingbat is when we have a picture and then you have to think about what word it is from the picture. Okay, so let's see if you can figure it out. This is your dingbat of the day. What word is that? I did see no, I did see a question asking me to go over E again. We won't have time for me to go over E again, but all of these lessons are uploaded that night, so you'll be able to see them tonight. You can rewatch it. Oh, I think I saw the right answer come in like super quickly. Hold on. Wait, Tracy, nice job.
Well
Tracy's
done,
gotten it.
people.
Awesome. It is a doggy bag. A doggy bag. So K9 as in K9 and then bag with an E on it. It's a dog-E bag. Doggy bag. Okay. I know, Amber is just like, no, I'm over it. Okay, let's quickly jump into our next rule. I know we don't have much time, but we've got 10 minutes, which is enough for us to do some. It's a nice, easy rule, so don't panic. This is the second rule we're learning today. So the first rule was angles around a point, and I'm going to ask you for them on Thursday. So for the people who are sending messages to please go over E again, I can't go over E again. We just don't have time. But these videos will be available by this evening, and you can rewatch it, and you'll be able to go through it and listen to it again and see if that helps with it. Okay. All right, so angles on a straight line. When we have a straight line like this, okay, and we have an arm that is separating two angles. So we've got an angle over here and we've got an angle over there. Those two angles are called adjacent angles. Okay, does anyone know what the word adjacent means? Does anyone know what the word adjacent means? Tracy, what does the word adjacent mean?
Ma'am, it means next to.
Beautiful, absolutely, well done. Okay, so the word adjacent just means that they are next to each other, okay? So when we're dealing with angles on a straight line, our angles have to be adjacent. They have to be next to each other, otherwise we're not allowed to use this rule, okay? And the new rule that we're learning is called angles on a straight line. So if I add those two together, then it has to equal 180 degrees. Okay, so for example, if I had a straight line like this, and this was 120 degrees, then this one has to be 60 degrees because together 120 plus 60 would give me 180. So whenever we have a straight line, it has to be 180 degrees. Okay, so start with something super nice and easy just so that you actually understand the rules. If we were looking at this question here, these two angles share an arm, which means they are adjacent to each other, okay? And if they are adjacent, we're allowed to use this rule. So I can say x plus 135 is equal to 180 because of angles on a straight line. All right. Then if I'm solving for x, I'm going to move that 130 over. So I'm going to say x is equal to 180 minus 135. And then I'm going to say that x is going to be equal to 45 degrees. And that would be the end of this question. Okay. I do see the hand that's popped up. I'm just going to go on to the next question so long. If you would like to take a screenshot of this, please feel free. And then I'm just going to pop
It will
down
be
to the
good to
next
take a
question.
screenshot, guys. Shine, it's your time.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Lucia, like, if you understand these beginning things of geometry, it really can be a section that is nice and easy. You just have to, like, you have to have strong foundations. If you don't have strong foundations, then everything falls apart. So, well, the thing is, algebra geometry is just algebra. It's just algebra with pictures. Like, equations are algebra. Same. Okay. So for those of you who have a question about A, I will keep it up on the board. And those of you who are feeling confident, you can give B and C a try for me. Naledi, how can I help?
Ma'am, I'm really struggling with the example that you gave. Can you please explain it to me again, if you don't mind?
No, I don't mind. Can you just try and tell me where you're feeling confused about it? Like at which step?
Ma'am, please go back up to the
Yeah.
example that you gave. Yes, ma'am.
So
Ma'am,
this is,
I don't understand
not,
everything about
okay.
that.
So sweetheart, this is not an example here. This is just explaining what the rule is. So this is just saying when we have two angles that are next to each other, so when we have adjacent angles, if we added them together, it would be 180 degrees. So that's just sort of explaining how the rule works. But this A over here, this one, that's an example of how we would use this rule. So are you comfortable with A?
Ma'am, I'm still lost.
Okay, can you tell me where those, like at which point do you feel, like if you're looking at A?
Oh, okay, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. So the x plus the 135 is going to equal to 180.
Yes, can you tell me why it would equal 180 if we added those together?
It's the rule.
Why is it the rule? What is it on that makes the rule that we need to think about?
A straight line.
Exactly. So they are adjacent angles on a straight line. So if we add them together, it has to equal 180 degrees.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sure. Kecho, is his hand up to give me an answer, or do you have a question?
Ma'am, to give an answer.
Okay, which one would you like to talk us through, sweetheart?
Number B.
Okay, cool. What am I going to do for B?
Ma'am, you're gonna say x minus 10 plus x plus 66 degrees equals 180.
What's my reason?
Angles on the straight
Well
line.
done. Perfect. Angles on the straight line. Good. Okay. What's my next line going to look like?
2x plus 56 degrees equals 180.
Yes. Smashing it. What's my next line going to be?
2x equals 180 minus 56.
Good. Good. So what does 2x equal?
124 divided by 2, and then 2x divided by 2.
Good. So we're going to divide both by 2. And so what does x land up being?
62.
Excellent work. Nice job, Keiko.
Well
Good job.
done.
Awesome. 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 Shaden, is this a question?
Yes, ma'am, it's a question.
Sure.
I just wanted to ask, where did 2x plus 56 come from?
Okay, so here I had this x plus that x, and that gave me the 2x. And then I had minus 10 plus 66, and so that gave me 56.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, no problem. Okay. Zoom user, is this MK? Trying to figure out who our Zoom user is. I do see your hand. I've unmuted, so you just need to unmute on your side. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. How can I help?
I would like to answer number C.
Okay, that would be great. Can you tell me what your name is so I don't have to call you Zoom user?
My name is Kengisile.
Okay, awesome. All right, can you take us through C? What am I going to write?
My formula is going to be x plus 74 equals to 180. And my reason will be angles on a straight line. And when I continue,
just give me a chance. You're much faster than me. Hold on there. Okay, angles on a straight line. Okay, good. Okay, next line.
The next line will be 2x equals to 180 minus 64.
Okay, 2x equals 180 minus 74. Good. Okay, next line.
And I'm gonna get my answer for 180 minus 274. My answer is gonna be 106, and I'm gonna divide it through 2. So it's gonna be 2x divided by 2 equals to 106 divided through 2.
Good. Okay, so what does x land up equaling?
My x is gonna equals to 104.
Oh, so careful here. So 106 divided by 2, that's gonna give me 53 degrees.
163. Oh, I got 104.
Yeah, I think you know what you did, sweetheart. You said 106 minus 2, but it's divided by 2.
Oh yeah, I just saw it right now.
That's fine, but you got all of this first part right, which was awesome.